Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I just kind of want to do a little follow-up of what I've been working on. So for those of you who have been following the Pumpkinhead, the sculpting, or those videos that I make, I actually try to start 3D printing the bust of Pumpkinhead. You can see right there. The tricky part is that what I'm running into is the separation that was caused, if you can see right here. Whenever I 3D printed it on the printer, I can tell that the gravity's pulling a little bit more. It's clean on one side, but not so much on the other. And that's something I've run into with 3D prints, is how you put it on the bed or how you put it in the printer, and how gravity pulls onto these models sometimes if there's no support, or if the 3D printer doesn't, or the slicing program doesn't say, hey, you need an extra support here, because I can actually tell where the little pockets of the supports are holding and not holding on the sides around it. So that's something that I need to rework with this head. Everything worked great. I printed out this piece on my Mega Zero, and all the things with keying and subtracting the male to female parts, they all worked really good. This fits really well inside of this other model, and this is printed on a different model. And just trying to speed up the process a little bit, but little more. You can tell that this one has the supports on it, but when I printed it, it was at an angle. So when it printed it, it had something to hold on to it as you go up. If you print on these printers and you do them at angles, a lot of times that helps keeping the flat surfaces or cuts or slices that you do a little bit better. I think this one, when I printed it, it was holding onto the bed like this, something like that, and it was pulling a little bit more, so just the drooping of that, and that also caused that separation that you'll see in there. So the plan is to actually get this print bigger. I want to print it bigger. I want to do the whole thing, but I want the part where he's standing up, where, I don't know if you've seen the video, but I might put a link on here, and I want to make him bigger. I love doing creatures or horror monster movie stuff, and this stuff is always fun to do. Just even seeing it this big, I'm one step closer to where I need to be, but this is kind of feeling that like itch to want to have something printed, and just that little hiccup right there is something I plan to do this afternoon. It only took about maybe 3 hours, not too long. I'll put it on the computer and get it going, but I just wanted to share it, what I'm working on a little bit on the 3D prints and stuff like that, because yeah, I run into hiccups with a lot of this stuff, and then I try to figure out why. And a big part of it, the easy part of it used to be the hard part of it, just sculpting the models and getting a model down, and now the hard part is getting it out of there and getting it printed and created in real life. So I just wanted to share a little bit of this trial and error that I'm kind of going through with some of these prints and how I get from A to B. I'd like to do this snail, and in doing the Pumpkinhead, I felt like I was gonna do the slices on this snail to kind of get a little bit mastering that skill of how to slice and making keys, and so they can intersect in each other. This was kind of a small print test, and I want to do this one bigger, and I was going to use this to learn, but then the Pumpkinhead seemed a little bit easier to do because it was something that I wanted to use and separate and do a bigger print of. So in doing those pieces, I want to actually get understanding of the keys, how much to offset the inset when you look at the inset, how much to bevel it and put it in on the other side. And then even if the other 3D printer, they work pretty seamless. It's pretty cool. So I really like that. I'd like to do a lot more models now that I kind of got a better understanding. I found a really good video online, and I'll probably put the link to that in this channel, because there's a lot of different techniques, and this one technique seemed to work more towards my thinking. And so yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit here and there. So thank you for watching.